We're underway. Best of 5 coming to you away as Miss and Alpha Cap collide. Turbo Pulse, a kickoff goal. No, J-Pow got in the way. Almost an explosive start and a catastrophic beginning for Xset.
Well, we shouldn't expect anything else. We've been off for about 2 weeks. A backflip doesn't go their way, and Atomic with the fake, but a good start for both teams, and what a way to get underway for the second spring regional. Day number 1, and day 0 was about as predictable as many would assume, but Stacks, certainly some interesting standings in the groups, and this is still all for round robin group play, but we know what that means as you try to fight for your way through the bracket.
Yeah, we can talk all we want about Stromboli, but again, there are other teams that came dangerously close to springing some upsets as well, and they are still a factor as they look up at a lot of other teams in the standings. Plenty of teams able to play spoiler throughout the day. Going into the weekend, Atomic couldn't get this on target, and Turbo Pulsa comes in to join the fray. Now missed, almost beaten out by J-Pal, but a good win. Brings us right back in the zone, slows down Xset, and Atomic, oh, I think he wanted to go for a redirect. Instead, making a more conservative play, trying for possession, trying to starve out Xset. Not quite working out. J-Pow's got a lot to work with. And not over Turbo, but that forces Hoxer into action, and he is old reliable.
I think the biggest key coming into this series entirely for Xset is take the ball away from EnVy, and it's a lot easier said than done, but if you are successful, you limit their opportunities, surely you're going to have an easier time on offense and subsequently defense. We talked with Dazzard in the green room, and he basically said that he talked to Alpha Kep, I believe it was yesterday or early this morning, and Xset felt that if they could play a little bit above how they did yesterday, even though they were successful in their groups, if they can continue that same positive gameplay, they feel good about their series against EnVy. And even though that's pretty expert analysis, I still think it's going to be a tall order, but this new roster looks like they might be able to do it if they stay scrappy.
Just win. Duh. That's all you got to do.
Hit the ball, dude.
Yeah, easiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Not like hitting a baseball. Come on. J-Pow, out of the corner. Turbo Pulsa, right to Atomic. Boy, what a tandem. Atomic, up to the sky. Turbo with a demo, but there is Alpha Kep there to pick up Hoxer after he got taken off the field. Atomic was looking for Kep as well. Kep almost got a demolition, and J-Pow had his shot blocked by Atomic. Boy, a sequence that really sped up very quickly at the end. Alpha now looking for J-Pow and Turbo, and Miss both climb the ladder. Both burn a lot of boost, and there's Alpha Kep waiting for them to land.
It's these quick shots on transition that are going to be the success for Xset. Putting a shot up early from J-Pow, and Alpha Kep rotates to midfield for the boost, but he doesn't leave off the play. He immediately comes back in for the challenge, plays through the corner, establishes a presence, and Xset take advantage of a miscommunication on defense by EnVy. And these are how you're going to be able to, these plays are how you're going to be able to break down EnVy. You just got to do it continually, and that's the hard part.
Hoxer very patiently waiting for that ball to come down at the backboard. Knew that nobody else was charging. I think a lot of inexperienced players would have tried to jump up and got that ball to the corner just instinctively. He realized he did not need to rush or panic. That's that calm defense that I think has been a real difference for Xset this entire spring split. They are not fazed by some of these more experienced teams, the top dogs on paper. Atomic trying to get through Hoxer. Cool, calm, and collected defense yet again out of Xset.
They play really rock-steady defense. You won't see them stray far out of their positions often, and they're very good at being able to clear the ball like this. What a great counterattack from Alpha Kep. Gets the pass off the backboard, and as quickly as we're talking about it, Stacks, it's plays like this, recognizing you go for that jump if you're Hoxer. Alpha Kep's already overextending down the field. Best case scenario, you fight for possession into the blue half. A wonderful play from Xset.
After Turbo Pulsa, of all people, tries to hit that redirect, Atomic and missed. I think they just assumed he had it, and they turned into spectators. You could see that hesitation. They didn't bother getting back at all, and it burned them. 2-0 to Xset in game 1. Atomic now. Couldn't get by Alpha Kep, but Turbo probably can, though Kep stayed with him pretty well and forces Turbo all the way back. Call that a win defensively. Maybe not so much now. Atomic to miss. Shot's going to be off. Now Turbo off the bar. Cleared away by J-Pow. And if EnVy couldn't score there, when will they score in this series?
I never like to say Game 1's of Rocket League mean much, but so far, at least the cadence for Xset has been on point. And they have taken the grid very seriously. They have been working and practicing as if it was a regional, as if it was a major. And you can see that it's paying dividends. They just look much more comfortable on the pitch. And not only that, the polish of this team, both on defense and offense together, it has changed from series past. Xset are a very serious squad, and they are playing like they are, top 6 in the leaderboards in Rocket League.
What a pass out of Hoxer, hitting Alpha Cap right on the nose, but Mist made the save. Even better defense. EnVy still has a chance here, but they need to score now to give themselves a shot at a kickoff goal to tie. And J-Pow just carries this ball right by Mist. Ball game.
Take the ball away from the boys in blue. They do it so well. J-Pow just extending down the field by himself, keeping that ball alive. That is, the extra possessions. That is the crux of successful Rocket League at this level. And recognizing that EnVy are a possession-heavy team, especially with Turbo being able to pull up from literally anywhere. You have to take the ball away, and Xset are successful in their first attempt of this series.
Game 1 goes to Xset over Team EnVy. Exactly the way everybody knew it would go, clearly. Oh, so predictable. NA Rocket League, lol. Sure. It's just, that was one-sided. Yeah, sure, you got a lot of shots out of Turbo, but you had that one redirect that goes awry, and nobody could get back on defense. Just seemed like EnVy just got caught with their hand in the cookie jar a couple of times.
Well, a lot of the times when EnVy would move the ball up, they were looking for that centered pass in the front of the box for a teammate to connect with, and to Xset's credit, they just read it. They said, you're going to try to through ball this through the defenders. That's not going to happen. We're going to get out and check the ball away. Xset just read the passes. EnVy was very one-dimensional on offense, and the second and third attempts with those follow-up shots, if you don't get a clear look at the net, you're going to get challenged on man-to-man defense. Xset played that incredibly well, and EnVy just didn't throw that many different looks. So Xset's, to their credit, they are reading EnVy really well off the start, but game 1s of Rocket League very rarely mean as much.
EnVy had a good look at the net off the opening kickoff in Game 1. They're trying again in Game 2, but this will be carried all the way to the corner. EnVy's got to be just a little more patient on the offensive end, but they cannot turn into spectators as they did a couple of times. Xset working down the field as a unit. Hoxer trying to beat the entire defense by himself. He cannot. And Mist happened to be downfield, but he has nothing to work with in the tank. At least got this ball to the corner for Atomic. That is all that happens now. Atomic looking for a full canister. Got it, but maybe too late. Here goes Hoxer, and Mist made the save. Oh, such a reliable defender. Bails out EnVy again.
These counterattacks will work as long as EnVy doesn't have boost, but that won't last for long. And the recovery game from EnVy going up midfield has been excellent so far to start this one. About a minute gone here in Game 2. Xset with a 1-0 lead in the series, and they're trying to make it 1-0 in this Game 2. But the defense out in front of the box for EnVy has been keeping them alive and keeping this at 0-0.
Turbo Pulsa. Big clear downfield, dump and chase out of the corner. Atomic missed. It'll be Atomic who takes the shot. I think there was a little indecisiveness there. A late call led to a lackluster shot, but Turbo Pulsa, nothing fancy, nothing mechanical here. Nose, ball, goal.
Right place, right time, and Turbo Pulsa. Name a more iconic trio. You won't find one. Always in a position to be able to put the ball towards the net. And on the octane today, feeling confident. A 1-0 lead for EnVy is a good start to Game 2.
EnVy with their first goal and lead of this series. Turbo right back in, but Hoxer will have this. We'll see how Xset does playing from behind. Hasn't been great throughout the season so far, playing off the back foot. They've usually gotten out to some pretty big leads in the games they've won in the grid. J-Pow giving this one away. Hoxer realized he had to rush into that challenge and did get in front of what would have been a blistering shot otherwise.
EnVy are controlling the possession early in this game, and you can see how it's just favored them on the field. Look at the positioning they have and the room they have to work through the middle of the map. They are just moving into the corner so effortlessly, and as the ball gets taken away, finally Xset looked like they might be able to maintain possession, but these dinky little hits and the dumps out to midfield where EnVy can overextend down uncontested, it just means they're going to find so much more room to work with the ball and pick apart the defense of Xset like they've been doing so far.
Alpha Cap around Atomic. Hoxer to send it further towards the back wall, but missed is right there. J-Pow looking for that midfield boost, and he jumped right around it. Still beat Turbo to the punch, though. He did not take that boost away from him. Remember that as Hoxer tries to put this through, and this just falls in. I think he was thrown off by J-Pow coming across in front.
Yeah, we'll call this a tactical fake. Hoxer with the flip reset. Turbo had no room to be able to reposition and recover, but Atomic just kind of gets baited out of the play. I'm going to call that a tactical fake by Xset and a well-organized slot as it's tied 1-1. 2 minutes, 21 seconds to go. Plenty of time on the clock, but, man, we got a ball game here.
We got to call it something. I don't know. I just call it bad defense. But, hey, you don't see it often out of EnVy, so that's why it's such a surprise. Missed. Blocked by J-Pow. Now Atomic has Turbo up the ladder. Boy, we're seeing that come out a lot more often.
Yep.
That fake in the air, having another player come up behind him. I mean, we saw when Rizzo called it out for G2 on his watch along with G2's grid games.
If you can't find the team pinch stacks, just go for the aerial fake. Everyone whiffs. It works out.
Yeah, sure. If nobody knows what you're doing, then you win.
If you don't know what you're doing, it's unpredictable. It's just the easiest strat.
Oh, Hoxer up top, double. Oh, he's off the mark. Turbo had the high angle covered. He might have been a little late if that shot was on. Here goes Alpha Cap. Wave dash to get in position. J-Pow now. Oh, he has time to play with that ball, but maybe he thought Atomic was going to get a booming clear. Now Hoxer, his own back wall. Things are breaking down just a little bit in the midfield for both teams. Let's see who capitalizes, who sets the record straight here. Turbo Pulsa looking for Mist. Mist is there. Shot blocked by J-Pow. Alpha Cap will guide that out to the corner. Another good stand defensively by Xset.
Xset are hesitating once they get a shot towards net on offense to put other numbers on the ball. I think they're a little worried about getting overextended and challenged by EnVy and in the counterattack down the field. Here comes Atomic trying to find the connection, but Hoxer immediately reads it out to Alpha Cap, who will carry plenty in the tank all the way down. A save by EnVy keeps this 1-1, but a recovery by Xset at midfield. They might have a chance now with numbers advantage before full strength back for EnVy. Indecisiveness currently for Xset, the bump out, and it won't go in.
Oh, very lucky that nobody was charging the net there from EnVy. They've had the shot volume. They deserve to win this game, you might say, but Hoxer makes the stop on Turbo. One last chance for either side. It'll be Turbo bringing it in for EnVy. J-Pow's got to get this out where nobody else is waiting, and he does. There's still a chance. Atomic, Turbo's across the way, and J-Pow got just enough of it to force OT.
Gotta jump that read. Xset do so. We have overtime for game 2. Depending on who wins this, it could be a 2-0 lead for Xset or a tie series, but they got to take the ball away. And Atomic, screaming down the field, was looking for Turbo, and Miss comes through the back line, trying to set up again for a pinch, but it's unsuccessful. Now Xset have a breakaway chance down the field.
Well, if you're going to lose this series, you want to lose it by as slim a margin as possible, of course. This game differential could be the difference between second and third. That's a big, big difference. Hoxer makes the save and the clear. Now Miss bringing it right back in. That'll force Alpha Cap to control along the back wall. It's another great challenge, though, by Turbo. I mean, you cannot just single-handedly get through this EnVy defense. It's got to be a full team effort. J-Pow trying to do it all by himself. And that shot's coming right back in. Xset back to the drawing board. And he's just held his ground as Mist almost ended game 2.
Oh, that one was a goal if you were unlucky. So far, Xset's defense has stood the test of time, and Turbo's running the 2 today, so he's usually at that third man back coming up for a shot. Now he's feeling confident, and that's kind of scary if you're an Xset fan, because Turbo being so far pushed up, that confidence working with Atomic is going to be dangerous. But we've just kind of had a stalemate back and forth. It seems like it's favored EnVy when it came to the shot in that defensive third, but so far, Xset have done a good job being able to escape down the field.
You might say Turbo being up would be scary if you're an EnVy fan, too.
That's true.
Results may vary. This is going to ricochet off the side. It is Hoxer to send it away, but boy, Turbo had that red all the way, and he almost set up Mist for a game winner. Mist has been so close 2 or 3 times in this game, especially in OT, but he just hasn't got past the defense of Xset. holding on by a thread, but they're getting low on resources here. Hoxer couldn't afford to go for the corner boost. J-Pow with a booming clear, and that's a huge relief for Xset.
J-Pow's been the MVP in this overtime. The amount of long clears and challenges he's gotten on the backboard to get in front of EnVy, it's been so threatening and looking for the connection. Now you have a demo, so numbers advantage. Hoxer falls off the play, not a lot of boost in the tank. You have to reset if you're Xset, but how do you challenge the ball out to midfield? Working your way through the defense. J-Pow again coming out of position, finding Alpha, but no one will connect, and then we just kind of sit at this midfield line. EnVy's going to be threatening. Xset's going to take it away. Welcome to the OT in game 2.
J-Pow missed is right there, but he could not hit Turbo Pulsa. And now J-Pow for Alpha Kep in transition, and it's all Atomic could do to prevent Alpha Kep's shot and probably save this game. EnVy still has a chance to tie up the series, and they could take advantage of that giveaway, but Turbo didn't put that near center where he wanted to. And Hoxer and company can bring this right back downfield. Missed opportunity for EnVy. Will it be their last good one? J-Pow across the way. Nobody else is home. Alpha Kep is waiting, but that ball's going to go right by him. Chance out for Mist. Out of the corner. Got Atomic and Turbo waiting for a pass that never comes. It's cleared away again.
Alpha got the call to just fill the lane and play goalie. Does so correctly, so it buys them some time to be able to get resources and find the full tank. Now, again, the long clear comes out down the field. You're looking for the connection. Hoxer far back at midfield. Comes up and elects to fall off the play. Instead, Alpha Kep on the adjacent side. There comes the breakaway chance for EnVy, but slowed down into the corner. Possession again to Xset. Atomic for a shot. Missed for the follow-up, but off angle. A second attempt and a long clear. Once again, we go the length of the field, and no one's been successful.
Oh, EnVy's got to do better than that. Maybe they will here. Miss, no double, and Hoxer's got the clear. Only Atomic to beat, and he's up to the task. J-Pow will try. After the demolition, though, by Mist, he's out of commission. And where's he spawned? Ball side. That's going to be a little awkward as Atomic is right there. Trying to keep this in the zone. Set up Mist. Oh, it looked like he might have been going for Alpha Kep instead. And Kep got around him.
This is a massive overtime for Xset. If they win this, go up 2-0. EnVy can still reverse sweep, no question, but it's massive. And what a challenge by J-Pow! He scores with 4:24, and oh, Xset take it 2-0.
You see Alpha Kep chasing down Atomic in the net. That forces Turbo to kind of rush his way back, and he could not recover in time. Atomic is supposed to be there to get an easy, simple clear downfield, and because Alpha Kep was able to chase him down, it sets up J-Pow for the game winner, and what a huge dub in Game 2 for Xset.
That little off timing, it was only a matter of just when, right? Like, both teams moving down the field, very systemic, one at a time. We're going to go for a couple shots, play defense back and forth for 4 minutes. We were seeing the same deck of cards from Xset and EnVy. And then once Xset move upfield, they finally get some positioning. They jump that timing on the challenge, and they catch EnVy off guard. No one was in net. Off that 50, there was no one around the box. What a great read from Xset, but for EnVy, again, not out of it. There's still plenty of time and many games ahead. They can reverse sweep, but that was a must-win overtime for Xset if they wanted a chance to really lock down this series, Stacks.
Turbo Pulsus had about 15 shots in roughly 15 minutes. He's got 1 goal to show for it. This got to be incredibly frustrating, even for the 4-time world champion, to not be able to get past this Xset defense. And now they might score to start. Atomic with a hairline save. Missed all he could do to control, but look at this cluster in front of the net. Boy, oh boy. There's not even a ball between the 3 cars. They were all right on each other's tail.
I feel like I'm back in preschool. Single file, second tile. Watch where you're walking. What a challenge. And EnVy can't get lucky with even a slow roller towards the net. And it's going to be situations like that where EnVy start to overthink their commitments and start to double question their challenges.
Oh my lord.
50. But when EnVy get a little bit timid on defense, that's where you strike. However, their offense is so potent, it might not last for long.
Good enough that Atomic actually intercepted that ball on its way to the net. It would have been an easy clear for Xset. Instead, it's just a moderately difficult clear. Alpha Kep was looking for Mist, but he's got all day to play this. And he Knew to take his time, but they gave it away, and J-Pow scores again.
Oh, what a give and go by J-Pal. Flies out of his position and missed. Not a great clear. I know he was just trying to get it to midfield, but maybe elect to keep that one on the hood and just bring it up the side while go for a 50 challenge. Instead, gives the ball away, and that is a breakaway chance for Xset. That if you're EnVy, those are just small routine mistakes you don't normally make, and they're already down a goal in Game 3, a very pivotal game in this series.
Alpha Cap trying to get through Mist. Does so. Just seems like everything's coming up Xset right now. EnVy's got to find a way to stop this massive flow of momentum. J-Pow, look at his center. Got a man across the way. It was Alpha Cap, but the ball cleared away. EnVy's defense good enough this time. Atomic, sky high. Second touch on the way, looking for a reset. And Hoxer will just guide this out of harm's way.
This game has gone by very quickly, Stacks. Last game, it was a stalemate all the way through. We've almost killed 2 minutes into Game 3 in a situation where, again, we are just riding off of that momentum from the overtime. Xset have been putting on pressure and possession time in the blue half. They have not relinquished their hold. And for EnVy, it has to come through some explosive offense. It has to come through a goal at least. Turbo up, off the bump, double tap won't work. And that was a situation where you need a goal, but J-Pow off target and has a free chance to make it 2-0, unsuccessful.
Another case where Turbo was going for a shot and missed, but this time it's missed right down the middle, finally taking advantage of a lapse in Xset's defense.
That's always the most dangerous, when you have a free look at the net and you miss, and then right out the other way, the other team gets the ball back and scores. That is hard to watch if you're an Xset fan, but for EnVy, that was a must score. Finally, they get themselves on the board, and they're going to try to reestablish some rhythm back in midfield, and they are just vying for some momentum at this point.
Think of all the opportunities that were barely saved away by the defense of Xset. A lot of frustration taken out on that one laser drive out of Mist. Alpha Cap ducks into his own net. Oh, jumped a little early, and then Atomic jumped in front here. J-Pow had that save lined up, so it's not as bad as it looked, but I don't know. I think he'd made his mind up anyways. Hoxer over to the corner, and waiting for it is Turbo Pulsa. Got a great eye for the field, but he and his team have been struggling with Xset here in a series that will just, I believe, guarantee top bracket for the winner.
I believe J-Pow might have been having some tech issues, so we might be seeing a pause at some point, and we will. But, you know, kind of hitting again on this point, Stacks, where you watched EnVy off of that initial clear, and they were unsuccessful. They gave the ball back. Now we go off the kickoff, a minute 34 to go on the clock. EnVy will win the kickoff, but you have a sub in for Trey. Best case scenario for Xset, you close this out 3-0. You don't want this to go to another game, but for EnVy, you desperately needed that pause in game, and so far, it looks like they might be able to break away down the field and get some good rhythm.
Trey in the Fireburner position here on day one, having to sub in after some technical difficulties for Hoxer. Well, that might be the worst case scenario for Xset. If it had been anybody else, you wonder what might have been, but Trey in there against Atomic, holding his own so far. This goes right to Turbo, however. Trey in the net, able to stop Turbo there.
And that's what you need to do if you're EnVy. A lot like with a quarterback finding a weak safety, challenge Trey on the goal line. Continue to put shot after shot towards him and put him on pressure. Make him feel uncomfortable. Turbo finds the second goal, and EnVy have the lead.
Yeah, he had to back into the net as I believe it was Mist came screaming across in front of him, and it's Turbo's shot that beats him.
You can feel it, Stacks, can you? You can feel it. I can feel just the tide starting to turn a little bit, and that's the scary thing. We could be looking at a very long series ahead of us. 30 seconds to go. We'll see how Xset are able to respond, and for Trey, a lot of it just comes through confidence. Not a lot of time to be able to warm up today, obviously, given the situation, but Alpha kept trying to extend down the field. Will run point, ball taken away. Atomic up for the challenge. Double tap off the backboard, unsuccessful, but Turbo, slow roller underneath. 14 seconds, and EnVy are in a position. More than that, they are more than likely going to win this game with a 3-1 lead, and it has crumbled very quickly, and sometimes that is just the nature of the beast. EnVy coming out off the break, and they are looking like the EnVy of old, very, very quickly grabbing a lead in this game.
Yeah, Trey, again, kind of getting picked on by EnVy here. And it's exactly as you said. Challenge him. Make him make decisions that alter the course of this game and perhaps this series. And EnVy gets 2 quick ones off the restart, and they stay alive in this series.
You know, I will chalk up the quick couple of goals, obviously, to one, EnVy having time to reset and you know, Trey getting into the rhythm of the game. And that is a good thing for EnVy because it allows you to just get some shots under your belt and find some goals that you desperately have been unable to find. But for Xset, it was a very quick minute 34. It was not a drawn out slugfest. That has to change going into the next game because things could be very dire, but I feel like we have a real series on our hands now. And if Trey can step up and fill the role, this will be one of the best moments Xset has had in a long time. But for EnVy, 1 game at a time, 1 possession at a time, 1 shot at a time. And so far, they were successful in game 3.
So Xset, of course, entitled to use this entire minute between games here.
I think Hoxer's coming back.
Yeah, they're trying to get Hoxer back in. So we will see. I don't think they're going to be given much more time. I mean, they burned a lot of time during that little intermission there in Game 3. So we will see exactly who ends up coming in. It is indeed Hoxer. So, who is it? Willis Reed with the Knicks? Coming back in from the locker room.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's that Paul Pierce moment walking back out. I'm fine.
Yes,
Nothing
sir.
happened. Yep. And if you're Xset, yeah, this is best case scenario. Didn't go your way in game 3. Trey did his job. Even with the loss, he filled in. He did his job. Now you leave it to the starting roster. EnVy, eyeballs are on you. How do you respond going into Coliseum?
Hoxer just walks back into the gym. Maybe I could be of assistance.
Now, you can't stop Bill Murray. Many people have tried.
Yeah. Oh, it's sad what's going to be happening. Oh, well, here's Mist off the corner. Turbo Pulsa follows it up, and EnVy keeps their momentum rolling.
And keep the defense on their toes. 1, 2, 3, 1 at a time. Mist. 2 touches, leaves it to Turbo. Everyone from EnVy getting involved, and I don't think they were moved maybe 11 feet out of the net. Everything else was free game down the field. EnVy putting everyone up and saying, we are getting a goal off this kickoff.
Alpha kept, collect, and try to work downfield, but intercepted by Turbo. Big bump on the play as well. Here goes Mist, and that's Hoxer there, back in the fray. Well, they're going to need him to step up in a huge way to get him back and rolling in this series because momentum has shifted in a big, big way. Here goes Turbo again. Up top, waiting for someone to pass to. It will find Mist in front. It will also find Alpha Kep. J-Pal for Hoxer. Turbo didn't get the demo, but Atomic beat him to the punch.
It's a very wide open back line for Xset. Only player left is Alpha Kep. He's able to get it over both. Atomic will slow the ball down to Turbo, but J-Pal comes in for the challenge. And now you're just looking at EnVy's defense. Does it look more sporadic or concise? So far, it is the latter. They have been doing a good job of clearing the ball out in front of the field and not through the corner.
Atomic and Turbo Pulsa. It'll be Atomic who takes over.
You're looking about a minute gone here in game number 4. Again, if you're just joining us, it's been EnVy up, or I should say they've been down extensively in this series. They just took game 3, a quick sub, and now a full-strength roster for Xset is back, but Xset's defense and offense has been on point, and a challenge is even better from Turbo. The Octane is fantastic. He's calling to collect, and Xset are not answering that phone. That is ridiculous. And that has been the Turbo that has been missing from this series. 15 shots in 2-3 games, only had 1 goal. So far, 2 goals for EnVy, and the pace has changed. EnVy have found that rhythm, and Xset are struggling to get it to midfield and maintain possession on the ball. So far, it has been by the wayside for them.
Well, Turbo out of the corner here. Atomic thought about coming in. Ends up turning off the play. Turbo's across for Mist. Oh, he almost stuffed that in through the corner. EnVy's lead, though, continues to grow, and with it, the hopes of Xset closing out this series. They had so much going for them before Hoxer couldn't finish Game 3. And then from there, it has been all EnVy, and sometimes them's the breaks, and you have to overcome that mentally. If you're a team like Xset, and you're not playing with a lot of experience behind them. Like, sure, these players, some of them have played in small lands around the country, but this is the big boy competition. This is the RLCS, and you're dealing with 3 grizzled veterans.
Yeah, it's the difference between bed and breakfast tournaments or world championships, and you need that experience to be able to mentally reset you through a break like that. The momentum was kind of killed for Xset, but that's what's required to be the best. You have to face adversity like that. So far, they have not been answering the call, but for EnVy, you could rely on Turbo and Atomic and Mist to get that IGL in those comms and just say, hey, dude, reset, we're back in this, no question. So far, EnVy have maintained the 2-0 lead, almost 3, but with a minute 32, this is pretty big crunch time for Xset. Will we see them tie this game up, or will we be going to Turbo's home turf, in which case, this series might be done?
Yeah. Turbo on Champions Field. It's not quite automatic like Don't Take G2 to Game 5 was once upon a time, but it's getting pretty darn close. There's just something different once we get to that particular stadium. There's still a minute plus to go here, though. Alpha Cap has J-Pow to his right. Gonna look for him. Shot on is saved by Turbo. Determined to get to that deciding game. Looking for a reverse sweep of Xset. Alpha Cap coming on. And another clear made. Shot on again, and Atomic stopped that too. That was Xset's best salvo in a good 7 or 8 minutes of game time, and it did not bear any goals.
Rocket League can be such a beautiful double mirror. It's like the exact same version of Game 1 and 2 right back in our faces, but the names are flipped. EnVy has found success with creative offense, and Xset has been putting on pass plays that are very easily predicted and read, and they haven't found anything. They are just struggling to be able to move the defense out of the goal line, and even with J-Pow clearing the ball away. 14 seconds, 2 goals needed. Now is the time to score. J-Pow over both, and he can't find the angle, and that'll do it. We go to Champions Field for Game 5.
Not for lack of opportunities, not for lack of effort. Xset had 2 really, really good looks in the final minute 20. They could not convert, and that's the difference between winning and losing in Rocket League. Just taking advantage of the opportunities you're either given or that you create for yourself. You can have a fantastic setup, but if you only have a 10-cent finish, then who cares?
That's why that quick pause was so dangerous, because EnVy get time to breathe and think, and Xset has to regain their momentum. They have to find a way to be able to channel that same energy they had in the start of the series. And so far, Stacks, this looks like a completely different team. They have been on the back foot. They don't look as confident. They aren't getting as many aggressive challenges. And now we go to Game 5. And again, I said early in the series, EnVy, you're down 2 games. This one ain't done. This could be a situation where if you're Xset and you drop this series, you are going to be kicking yourself in the back of the head for months, because it was such a massive matchup for groups. But there's still 5 minutes to play on Champions Field. We haven't seen that same aggression out of Xset. That needs to change going into this game.
So we still go to Game 5, and for all the momentum that has now rolled right downhill at Xset, they still have a chance to close this out. Very important that they took those first 2 games. You get them for a reason, but Hoxer's beaten here by Atomic.
I don't want to say he's beaten by Atomic. I think Alpha Cap just beat himself. I don't know what that play was. Hoxer doesn't get the read, and the depth perception at that angle is going to be pretty much none. That was a very, very bad play from Alpha Cap, and those are the plays you can't make in a Game 5 against EnVy.
That was such a perfectly placed ball for Atomic. I completely missed the fact that it wasn't from an EnVy teammate. Oh my goodness.
Someday there needs to be like caster cam footage of us during series, because my face contorts in the weirdest ways when plays like that happen.
We see it all the time on Rogue HQ.
Oh man.
Here goes Hoxer. Atomic to intercept at midfield. Alpha Cap needed that midfield boost. Still got half a tank, but nothing in reserve now. Looking to steal some out of the EnVy end, but now he's got to rush back. Oh, but missed, whiffed on the ball, and Alpha Cap can just turn around on this. That's going to be costly if Xset can score here, but they can't as Atomic at least got that out of harm's way. Mist is up for this, looking to make it 2-0. Still in danger, and Turbo scores!
The difference you'll see from a team like EnVy versus Xset. EnVy will fight on the ball even with no boost. Once that play died into the corner, I believe it was Hoxer who rotated out, either that or Alpha Cap. They went back for the back corner boost in their own net instead of just re-challenging on the ball and trying to keep the play alive. That is free space to move for EnVy. You can't give them that much space upfield. You must continue to challenge. EnVy won't make that mistake, and as Xset does, they give up a goal right on the counterattack.
Hoxer's going to get intercepted by Turbo Pulsa. This could be dead, but that might bounce too far for Mist. Instead, it's Alpha Cap. Still life for Xset, but it is fading fast. J-Pow just turns away from Mist. Has Alpha Cap waiting, got the demolition! Still loose in front, but Hoxer couldn't get around for a shot. Oh, another missed opportunity. Xset has had so many good ones right in front of the EnVy net, and they've all gone by the wayside. They have not scored in a while. I don't think they scored right before the Hoxer disconnect, and since then, it has been all EnVy.
And that momentum just got zapped out of their system so quickly. It's been about rebuilding that fundamental since. So far, they have been unsuccessful. Hoxer, bad read on the ball. Will leave off on the play for Alpha. Now a chance. Hoxer into the corner. He has a full tank of boost right on the opposite side. But J-Pow comes up for the challenge. No one's at midfield to connect with, so you leave the challenge out to EnVy, who again will try to take the ball away. Hoxer escaping down the field, and it's just 1, 2, 3, take it away, pass it forward, dump it out. EnVy doing a good job of clearing the ball away on defense, and all this time stacks, they're just killing the clock.
Upper bracket tomorrow on the line. J-Pow with a whiff. There's Alpha Cap to bring it right back in, and just Atomic perfectly positioned. A lot of times it was Xset's defense that seemed to have an uncanny knack for always being in the right spot, to the point of frustrating EnVy. The roles have reversed, but there's J-Pow. Got this to go through. Big ups to Alpha Cap for the demo.
If this doesn't go in, I'm quitting. This is just everything you need. A demo, an open net, no one there. Alpha's already inside for insurance. Finally, they cut the lead in half. And Sonics fans rejoice in the fact that EnVy might be getting sent to a lower seeding if Xset can keep this up, but you got to keep scoring, and Xset needs some good counterattacks. They need to hold on to possession of the ball.
Yeah, rather upper bracket could be on the line. Xset still got some work to do. Missed. Blocks this away. Turbo Pulse is there, but Hoxer with another good intercept. That momentum starting to creep back perhaps in Xset's favor. Alpha to tie, and he does!
Beautiful read from Hoxer into the corner. A great touch. Instead of trying to play the ball up the backboard, just goes for the quick pinch. Perfectly centered. Goals speak for themselves, and we have a tie game.
All of a sudden, all the work that EnVy had done to bring this to Game 5 in the first place, get an advantage, try and hold on, all for naught. They got to find another. They might have just had. Missed. Blocked by Hoxer in front. Another incredible save out of the Xset defense. And here we go again. It's starting to look a little bit like games 1 and 2. More like 2. Could have the same result. Overtime is looming here if nobody breaks this tie over the next minute plus. Atomic, had that deflect off of J-Pow. J-Pow taken out. So too is Hoxer, but they left Alpha Cap. And he may make him pay for that as well. Looking to take out Atomic. But Turbo Pulsar will collect along the corner.
And this is where you get aggressive. This is where you need that second chance opportunity and the extra possessions on offense. You can't allow EnVy to move down the field, but for EnVy, continue to buy your time. They've done such a great job of controlling possession and taking the ball away high up onto the backboard to burn Xset's boost. Both teams playing tremendous level Rocket League. What a fantastic series so far. We'll see who comes out on top as Mist tries to break away down, but Alpha will clear it out to the corner.
Xset will have Nefarious to try and pump up that game differential if they can win here and try to take a top 2 spot. EnVy would confirm upper bracket with a win here. J-Pow over top. Has Hawkser waiting. Now Alpha kept coming on. Turbo needed that touch. And that saves the game in the series. Turbo now needs this clear away. J-Pow was waiting for it the whole time. Overtime on the horizon. Miss is going to get this down. He did not, but that finally does touch. And of course, this series goes to Game 5 sudden death.
We wouldn't want it any other way. Golden goal time, baby. Hawks are going to take it off the kickoff, and Atomic following back, but Turbo's been so aggressive so far today. We'll see if that continues as Alpha can't get the clear over Mist. And now the pressure from EnVy begins to mount at midfield. J-Pow over Atomic. There's the fake and the goal from J-Pow. 3-2 Xset with the stunner on Turbo's home turf.
As soon as Atomic plays that to the side and it doesn't roll up the wall, he's dead. He had no chance. Alpha kept coming in from the side. J-Pow was able to grab the midfield boost and just charge right through. And Xset almost had something out of their control completely derail the series. But they hang on and sink EnVy in 5. What a finish.
That is one of the hardest hit regain buttons I have ever seen out of Xset. The ability to regain momentum and stabilize your mental after going down 2 goals in Game 5 with 2 minutes to go, that is a stellar, professional top 6 performance out of Xset. And these guys have been working so diligently at getting better and better and using the grid for this exact purpose. EnVy, we're on the brink of just a great reverse sweep, but you know, this storyline continues to remain on Xset's shoulders, and Sonic fans are happy because now they have a chance to be number 1 in the seedings in their groups. This is a massive win for the confidence of Xset, and for EnVy, it's 1 series loss. You're probably still going to come out of groups and be just fine, but man, I love Rocket League, man. This is great.
Yeah, but it's going to be where you come out of groups, because now after all that, EnVy drops to 2-1. They still have a massive game differential because they went 6-0 yesterday. Like, they're okay. But they've got the Susquehanna Sonics. That's not a guaranteed win the way the Sonics have been playing in regional play.
Yep.
It might be a guaranteed win if they're playing the way they've been playing in the grid. You play the games for a reason, though. We'll find out. Xset gets Nefarious. 2 teams with a shot at that number 2 seed. Will it be EnVy? Will it be Xset? We'll see what Xset can do. They get a mandatory 10-minute break, so have an extended break before their series with Nefarious, as Xset closes out their run coming up next.